Last night, in the U.S. Capitol, the same building where our freedoms came under assault on July the 6th. In Pennsylvania, I have a message for you. Send me to Congress that I can support this right, and I promise you, if we take back Congress, we will restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land.
So why is Trump winning? I mean, the New York Times poll this week came out, and maybe this will change it with the State of the Union address, but Trump was beating him rather soundly. It was quite a warning light, 48-43, also winning way more among women than he had before, winning outright Latinos. What do you attribute that to?
I don't know. I just don't want to feel the way I did, and many of us don't, after the election in 2016, where we couldn't believe that it happened. The guy is a total monster. And anybody, I don't understand it. I guess they get behind that kind of logic. They want to fuck with people, screw them, because they're unhappy about something. He's such a mean, nasty, hateful person. I never play him as an actor, because I can't see any good in him.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We got to talk about the Trump derangement syndrome that is growing rapidly in our country, especially considering the fact that Trump is beating Biden in the polls and his lead is growing almost on a weekly basis, okay? I mean, it's at the point now where Trump is running away with the presidential race against Joe Biden. In some polls, he's up as much as 5 points over Joe Biden. Outside of the margin of error, he is dominating Biden in the swing states, and it looks like if an election was held today, Trump would win in a landslide. And because of that, you have the mainstream liberal media, state-sponsored media, working overtime to put out as much Trump derangement as possible, which leads us to Bill Maher's show, where he interviewed Trump deranged actor Robert De Niro and asked Mr. De Niro about Trump winning in the polls. And this is what Mr. De Niro had to say. Take a look.
The guy is a total monster. And anybody, I don't understand it. I guess they get behind that kind of logic. They want to fuck with people, screw them, because they're unhappy about something. He's such a mean, nasty, hateful person. I never play him as an actor, because I can't see any good in him. Nothing at all, nothing redeemable in him. And we have to, and whoever the people are who want to vote for him, and they look like intelligent people around there, for some reason, it can't be. It cannot be. If he wins the election, you won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. There'll be things that happen that none of us can imagine. That's what happens in that kind of a dictatorship, which is what he says. Let's believe him. Take him at his word.
I did from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, I said from the very beginning, this guy is never going to concede power, and he still hasn't.
No.
He still hasn't. He just admitted he lost the last election, and he advertises that he will go on. He says he's been cheated out of one term, so maybe we should get rid of a president only gets 2 terms thing. So
he's a sociopathic, psychopathic, malignant narcissist. He is a dangerous person. And we have to people realize, a lot of people, this audience, but the people who somehow think he's going to be the answer to their prayers, whatever those are.
Did you know
God
him
knows.
when, as fellow New Yorkers?
Never wanted to know him.
Never wanted to?
No.
You must have crossed.
He was an idiot. He was a clown. He was a clown in New York.
But I do see that the governor of New York now is putting the National Guard in the subway. As a New Yorker, what do you think of that? What do you think they'd say if he did it?
Well, if he did it, it's for another reason. Her doing it, I haven't heard about it. They just told me before, but I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I'm not happy about it. But
crime in New York, I mean, you know something about that.
Well, I
You've
don't.
played it. It's happened to you.
But I don't have.
got rid of the
that's
filth.
organized crime. I don't. I'm sorry to hear that, and I hope. I don't know, whatever I could do to help alleviate that situation. Whatever. I don't know. I can't.
Well, I think people feel like there's a lack of common sense on the left and the right. Would you at least agree with that?
I would agree with that.
Right. And that gives him a giant opening.
The bottom line is we have to. Biden's our guy. He represents what this country is supposed to be about. And Trump is, you see, we all see. Not this audience, but this audience sees it, other people out there don't see.
Wow, the Trump derangement and the hypocrisy from the left is right in your face, right? It's overt. It is there for everybody to see, okay? They don't care, right, about the fact that, hey, clearly I'm not using logic and reasoning when it comes to my political opinions. I just don't like Trump. I hate him. Doesn't matter what the reality of the world was under Trump, in which none of these things that Robert De Niro is talking about happened, okay? Trump did not ban Bill Maher. He did not go after Robert De Niro. He did not go after his political opponents, which is something that Democrats are doing right now, right? I mean, Democrats are quite literally locking up their political opponents, whether that be President Trump or the January 6th peaceful protesters. They are going after people who they disagree with politically. Democrats are not holding real elections in their primaries. Democrats have also put us on the verge of world war. Okay, so all these things that the left fear-mongering about Trump doing, that's what they're doing, right? That's what their guy is doing, okay? And that's what makes this so hilarious to me, because they are fear-mongering about something Trump might do, even though he's proved that he's not going to do any of these things. Like, for example, when they talk about Trump wanting to stay in office forever, Trump had an opportunity to try to do that, okay? After January 6th, he could have said, no, I'm going to stay in office. I believe that I won the election. Therefore, I'm not going to leave. He could have put in place martial law, okay? He could have basically said, you know what? I'm going to take control of the military. I'm not leaving the White House, okay? I'm now the dictator. He chose not to do that, right? He decided to step down and to try again in 2024. That's what he did, okay? He had an opportunity to show that, hey, I'm a dictator, okay? That I'm not going to give up power no matter what. He didn't do that, right? He didn't do that. There's also no way that if Trump is elected in 2024, that come 2028, when it's time for him to step down, he's not going to step down. He's going to step down, right? He's going to leave office. And there is really no realistic way of getting around the 2-term limit, okay? Once that term is up, he's out of the White House, right? He's already shown that he's willing to leave once his term is over. He did that in 2021. So why would he not do it in 2028, 2029 when it comes time for him to leave office? Why would he not do it? Again, all these things that the liberal media fearmongers about, it's not based on reality of facts. It's based on feelings. Well, I feel like this is what Trump's going to do, right? Trump had an opportunity to do all these things. He didn't do it. But when it comes to Biden, though, when it comes to Democrats, they are doing these things. Okay? And you know that these people are hypocrites, that they don't actually really care about reality, because Bill Maher asked Robert De Niro about Katie Hochul putting the National Guard in the subway. And this was actually a great question because, again, the left fear-mongered about Trump using the National Guard to stop crime. Okay, when the BLM rioters were out of control, they boo-hoo, whined, and cried about the possibility of Trump using the National Guard or the military to stop these left-wing extremists from destroying our cities. But when Democrats use the National Guard, though, oh, well, I know it's for a good reason, right? If Trump does it to fight crime, oh, no, automatically it's bad, right? Bad. Trump can't do that. Kathy Hochul does it, oh, well, I'm going to, turn the other way because it's a Democrat. So therefore, I trust that it's for a good reason, right? I know that she's doing it for the right reason because it's a Democrat, even though, again, she is using the National Guard, the military, to fight crime. which is something the left will be boohoo-whining and crying about. They'd be crying racism if Trump did that, right? Again, it's amazing. The hypocrisy has no limits with these people, okay? It's right in your face. They don't even care. They don't even care. They're showing you straight up, no, we don't have any real logic or reasoning behind what we think. We just don't like Trump, right? Orange man bad. Democrats good. Again, it's amazing how that works. Furthermore, the amount of derangement from somebody like Robert De Niro and the fear that this man has of Trump becoming president again really, really, really makes me want to see Trump get back in office. Like, I cannot wait to see the look on these people's faces, right? The meltdown that will happen, the legendary meltdown that will happen when Trump, one, wins the election in November, and then two, once he's back in the White House, I cannot wait to see the reaction from these people. I really do believe that there will be protests all across the country, right? I believe that the left will come out and there will be violent protests in these liberal cities over Trump winning, okay? I believe that the left will try to orchestrate their own version of January 6th, which, I mean, they already have worse versions of January 6th, the BLM riots, the Roe v. Wade riots, the Antifa riots. Now you have the pro-Palestine riots, okay? So I'm just saying the left already has their versions of things that are worse than January 6th. I'm just saying they will actually really, I think, try to overthrow the U.S. government if Trump becomes president again, okay? I really do believe that the left will not accept the outcome of the election if Trump wins. They won't do it. They won't do it. They're not going to be able to stand it. Because these people are brainwashed into believing that if Trump wins, it's the end of the world, okay? It's the end of the world. They think that Trump is going to ban them from society, okay? That he's going to come after them. When Trump has already shown that he's not willing to do that. But their guy in office right now has shown that he is willing to do stuff like that to his political opponents. So again, the only reason to be afraid is if you are afraid that Trump is going to get revenge, that Trump is going to do what your guy is doing, because your guy is doing that, right? That's the only reason to be afraid. But I don't think that Trump is that type of guy. I don't think he's going to do it. I think he's going to be focused more on making this country great again rather than getting revenge, which is something that he already stated. But again, the Trump derangement from these people is incredible. And it is one of the reasons why I cannot wait to see Trump back in office. I cannot wait to see him win the election. The meltdown from the left will be legendary. And I will probably drown in leftist tears, right, if Trump gets elected back into office. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.